Tony Almeida. Center number 18, standing 6'4", Abby Santos. Forward number 13, standing 6'3", Jason Cervantes. And the other forward, number 15, standing 6'3", Nestor David. And their head coach, Vito Vergara. Starting for the NU Bulldogs. At guard, standing 5'8", number 20, Ronald King. And the other guard, number 11, standing 5'11", Alex McLeod. Center, number 12, standing 6'5", Ray Mendoza. Forward, number 18, standing 6'3", Edwin Asoro. And the other forward, number 19, standing 6'2", Jonathan Fernandez. And their head coach, Rico Perez. Our officials in this ballgame, Brian Cabanyan, Jun Arlegue, Vito Tolentino, and the alternate, Sally Zago.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us here at the Big Dome as we give you our first game and our Nescafe starting five. A truly good game coming up.
Ladies and gentlemen,
for the Bards, for the NU Bulldogs. You saw the rest. That was our Nescafe starting five. A truly good game coming up. Eric Napan kasama si Mark Molina para sa game na to. And the toss won by the Bulldogs. Asoro, quick to the basket and a score.
Very quickly, NU scores 2 points courtesy of Edwin Asoro, the rookie.
Here's Cervantes. How intense will this game get, Mark?
Very intense, as I mentioned earlier. Nobody wants to finish the first round without a win. And Ferrell with a three-pointer. And you playing zone defense because they don't really have very good outside shooters. But Gino Ferrell making them pay for having him wide open that time.
So this is going to be a very emotional game as well as physical for both teams.
And the good news is, as I mentioned earlier, both teams are starting to play well. They struggled coming out of the gate, but the last two games, they're showing signs of cohesion and a lot of intensity on defense.
And 24-second shot clock violation by the Fighting Maroons. They could not get anything going on the defense of the NU Bulldogs. And very early in the game, first three-point shot is being brought to us by Smart Buddy.
And he was practically wide open because of the zone of NU.
Our officials today, Tabanyag, Arligue, and Tolentino. And there's a foul against King. That's his first. That was on the Almeida drive.
The penetration of Almeida will be very important for today's ball game. As we can see, NU practically daring the UP Fighting Bulls to shoot from the outside because they know that UP, they don't have a lot of shooters. So if they will struggle from the outside, scoring inside points courtesy of penetrations from guys like Almeida, Cervantes, and David, very important for UP's offense in today's ball game.
So you're saying that Cervantes will definitely have a hard time tonight or this afternoon?
Cervantes, among the forwards of UP, Cervantes can hit the outside shot also. So he needs to hit that open jumper because he will be open a lot of times against the NU defense.
Cervantes had a high of 15 in their last game on a 6 of 14 shooting. As you see, Almeida sink both. Here's a press by the Fighting Maroons. King easily breaks it. Asoro now. Cross court. 16 on the shot clock. Fernandez having a hard time against the Cervantes defense. Turns around. And a nice trickle in.
And this guy has been a revelation for NU. Not really a lot was expected from Fernandez, a rookie this year. But the last two games, Fernandez has stepped it up for NU, providing some scoring at the small forward position.
He scored a season-high 15 points in their last game on 7 of 15 shooting. That was Fernandez. And King back-to-back fouls. Fresh 24 para sa UP Fighting Maroons. Here's another look at how King inadvertently committed that foul. Almeida, poor shot.
And every time you play a zone, you will be very susceptible to offensive rebounding. So NU must work doubly hard because UP is a very good offensive rebounding team.
5 seconds on the shot clock. Ferrer, they know it. Cervantes launches one from 3. That was short. Fernandez with a shot. Back-to-back misses para sa kanya. King, the smallest guy with the rebound. Hindi niya nga lang maibalik. Almeda always quick. And brings the baby home. 4 points para kay Almeda.
Good idea on the part of UP. Attack the zone before it sets up. Almeda that time off the transition, penetrating against the defense of NU.
What has been wrong with, let's first talk about UP, Mark. What has been wrong with UP's offense, or lack thereof, I guess, and how they have not been able to score a win?
Well, this season, they're struggling also because of injuries. Marvin Cruz came off a knee injury in the summer, was not really 100%, and then he suffered a sprained ankle. He didn't play against FPU. Kenneth Robin also coming off an ACL injury. So they have injuries. They haven't been complete this season. So that's one factor why they're not been playing well. And secondly, UP, they don't have one consistent outside shooter in their team. They have good athletes in David, Cervantes, Almeda, but they're not threats on the outside.
Let's find out more from Gretchen.
For the game, the atmosphere in the Maroons dugout was very positive. After 6 setbacks, they are very determined to give it their all and avoid the previous mistakes they made in the past games. This is the team's last game in their first round. That is why they are very determined to give it their all. Lastly, Coach Lito Vergara strongly stressed that they should never underestimate the NU Bulldogs because they are as hungry as them for their first win. Back to Eric and Mark.
Now, on the other hand, Mark, what has been wrong with the NU Bulldogs?
NU's problem has really been too many turnovers on the part of NU. A lot of them unforced. They're struggling. This is the first year they're playing without a good starting point guard because of Baguion. Floran Baguion played for the NU Bulldogs the past 5 years. So now Ronald King, not really a very tested point guard, but I'm sure he will be a very good point guard in the league in the future. But right now they don't have that veteran leadership at the point guard position to get the ball to their scorers, to get the ball to their outside shooters like Miklat, and to get the ball to their inside players like Mendoza and Malcontento.
That's right. Mendoza had a great game against FEU, pero after that, it's been dismal para sa kanya. There he is, saving the ball to his teammate. Bola ng Bulldogs with 6:13 left. And UP up by 5, 9-4. Not anymore. 9-6. Make that 9-7. That was a 3-point shot by Fernandez.
As you can see, as the season progresses, as they play more games, the young guns like King and Fernandez, they're starting to get better. They're starting to be more comfortable, not just with the system of Coach Rico Perez, but with playing in the UAP because these guys are rookies.
Nice pass, but a little too short para kay Almeda that time. Here's Malcontento, the big man. Mendoza way out of his comfort zone. And miscommunication by the Bulldogs results in a turnover. Limang ng dalawa ang Fighting Maroons. Santos, a fake. Almost a 3-second call on him. Cervantes from the corner. And there's a timeout called by the NU Bulldogs. UP 11, NU 7, 5:12 remaining. Magbabalik po tayo with more.
And a number of reminders to the NU Bulldogs before this game. On offense, they have to be assertive and patient at the same time. On rebounding, they have to expect UP to be very physical, so they must crash the boards with fervor. Now, lastly, he also mentioned that the little things will hurt them in the last quarter, just like what happened the past couple of games. So they must avoid little miscues if they want to notch their first win today. Eric and Mark.
They should avoid miscues, but here comes one right on cue. Miklat with a turnover.
That has been their problem the entire season, the turnovers. So UP and Coach Rico Vergara, knowing this and sensing this, applies full court pressure right away against NU and forcing them to a turnover.
Yun nga, because of the lack of an experienced point guard, nahihirapan silang ibaba ang bola. The bid with a good move inside, pero hindi nakuha ang basket. Cervantes gets the tip. Fresh 24 para sa kanila. Almeda to the corner. Ball goes loose, and it will go to the NU Bulldogs.
Not really the shot of Nestor David. You expect him to pound the ball inside instead of settling for the outside jumper.
Ito na nga yung sinasabi mong press ng UP trying to capitalize on the error-prone backcourt ng Bulldogs. This time they get it safely to their half-court. Ito na si Mendoza. Santos, very good defense. Biglat.
Excellent defense by Santos. One-on-one defense.
Malcontento. Oliena is fouled.
That's what the guards of NU, they need to learn how to penetrate that defense and then dish off to their big men. It's the way Malcontento did.
As we look at our Milo wafer matchup for anytime, anywhere, energy, grab a bar now. Ray Mendoza and Abby Santos. Anong tingin mo, Mark? Who will really, because parang halos pantay na pantay sila, no?
Almost even in points and in rebounds. But as I mentioned, Abby Santos, very consistent. He will never score over 20 points a game. But he will always score 10, 11, 12 points. Mendoza, on the other hand, on a good day, the way he did against FU, he can score 25, 28 points, maybe even 30. But sometimes he totally disappears, and like the game against Ateneo, scoring only 2 points. So consistency is the problem for Ray Mendoza.
Is it also part of the problem that they don't have a point guard talaga to bring him the ball?
That is partly the reason, but Mendoza is not the typical center who only plays with his back to the basket. He can also attack facing the basket, so he can also create his own points from the perimeter.
So let's see if Ray Mendoza really does that today, because the NU Bulldogs and Constito Rico Perez really lead him right now. UP 13, NU 7. Napako na po ang NU since our last time out. Di pa po sila nakaka-score. Malcontento bring it down and kicking out.
Another good penetration, drive-in dish play for Malcontento. Now Marvin Cruz, if he wants to be one of the superstar point guards in this league, he needs to cut down on his turnovers.
And a breakaway, Malcontento against Cervantes. Medyo natakot siya, Mark. A little too strong off the boards yung layup na yun ni Malcontento. 17 on the shot clock para sa UP. 3:13 for our first quarter. And a nice slide by Santos for his first 2 points of the game.
That's the way to break a zone defense. Move the ball around the perimeter and then attack them with cutters coming from the weak side.
Malcontento. Here's Fernandez. Down the middle, and he gets fouled by Cruz.
But right now we're seeing a lot of one-on-one plays on the part of NU. We're not seeing the necessary ball movement and player movement needed to create scoring opportunities.
And that was a nice pass. That Kulas Ice assist was brought to you by Nescafe Ice. Do the move. Timeout by kasama si Mark Molina para sa game na to. You're looking at Cruz giving some instructions to Ibanez. Fernandez will be shooting free throws after he was fouled by Cruz in the last play. These two teams, pride and honor at stake. Wala po silang panalo sa ating first round. 0-6 ang kanilang slate in the first round. And they need a win. They want to win. And we'll see who wants it more.
In fact, Eric, somebody just mentioned that this is UP's worst start ever, I think, in the UAAP. So they have never finished the first round without a victory. So that's how important this game is to the UP Fighting Maroons. And, of course, their fans.
That's right.
The students of UP.
An error by Epres. Turnover para sa Fighting Maroons. 2:30 left. Ito isang look. Another angle. As you see Epres mishandling the leather. Fernandez drives down the lane. Kung ngayon nasa Mark na puro one-on-one plays para sa NU.
They can't rely on just one player because they don't really have that superstar play. Even if you have a superstar play, you gotta move the ball around and then have some cutters coming from the weak side.
That's what UP has been doing, and they've been very effective at it. Kaya lamang po sila ng 5 ngayon. NU, on the other hand, relying on solo flight players. Talagang kanya-kanya tira. Makahawak ng bola, siya na bahala. Air ball para sa Fighting Maroons. It will still remain with them. Lucky bounce.
But that's a good shot because this guy can shoot. In fact, I think this is the only guy who can shoot consistently from 3-point country for the UP Fighting Maroons, Vicmel Epres.
So that's why pinasok siya. Para at least lumuwag-luwag yung sinasabi mo ang zone defense ng NU Bulldogs.
That's right.
Ito na nga, they're really trying to employ Epres and his shooting talent. David powering his way inside. Gets fouled by Fernandez.
Very strong offensive rebounder itong si Nestor David. In fact, they're in his last game against FEU. Let's take a look at that rebound again by David.
And that was our smart buddy instant replay.
I was going to say in the last game of UP against FEU, Nestor David had 8 offensive rebounds in that game.
Towering over the Bulldogs itong si David dun sa play na yon. Although he has to improve on his free throw shooting.
And so Ferrer on the sidelines.
Getting a much-deserved rest after coming up with 3 points earlier. 1 3-point shot para sa kanya early in the ball game. Malcontento against Epres. 149. Natin kira sa ating first quarter. And Malcontento like a train. Unstoppable there. Buti na lang di siya natawagan ng offensive foul.
The injured Kenneth Robin still recovering. I think this time from a meniscus, an injury on a meniscal tear or something.
Big loss para sa UP Fighting Maroons there. And ito na nga, it's starting to get a little physical this game. These two teams wala pang ang panalo and they want to notch that win bago matapos ang first round. And they're really showing emotion and physicality dito sa game na to. 1:41 left. Dito po tayo sa Big Dome for Sunday Showdown. You're watching the 67th season of the UAAP live on Studio 23. Kabarkada mo. Mendoza really having a hard time against the defense of Santos.
But that time, that was good ball movement. They got every time you get the ball inside your main man Mendoza, good things will happen because he attracts the defense. Give the ball to Mendoza, let him make a move. If there's nothing, kick the ball out. They swing it to the other side of the post, and Molenia converts.
And that was our smart buddy instant replay. Let's just hope na ang players ng NU Bulldogs will see yung ang opportunity na yon that their big man attracts double team defense.
That's right, that's right.
And he knows how to pass, so they will always get that open man. Here's Ibanez. So Cruz fakes from the three-point area. Nice ball movement para sa UP Fighting Maroons. And they get another crack at the basket. Fresh 24 para sa kanila. Santos. Epres from 3. Still cold off the bench.
He will continue shooting. Double foul, I think, will be called here on Santos and Ray Mendoza.
Kanina pa nagigirian tong dalawang to. Both offensively and defensively, they are at each other.
Two of the top centers in the UAP today.
And Buico will come in for Santos. As you look at Malagueño from Caloocan coming into the ball game. Less than a minute remaining sa ating first quarter of action. Sunday Showdown po tayo.
Now Eric, with Santos sitting down and Quebral taking on Mendoza, now is the time for NU to dump the ball inside to their big dog, Ray Mendoza.
Let's just hope they realize, and they do, Mendoza just way too far from his comfort zone. 7 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. They launch one. Ito na po ang Fighting Maroons. Ibanez bring it down to Cruz. Down the middle. Nice pass and 2 points.
Excellent setup job by Marvin Cruz. Time for one more shot for NU.
Shot clock is off. They should really milk this one. Miklat doesn't, but he scores 2 points. First 2 para kay Miklat. 12 seconds left sa ating first quarter. Here's Ibanez from the corner. Trading baskets ngayon. And let's see if they can get one more out of this time. Wala na po. So that's UP 21, NU Bulldogs 15 as we end the first quarter of action dito sa Araneta Coliseum. Sunday Showdown will return after this break. During the action, and you should too. Come on down if you can.
That was Dean Uy of UP and Anton Montinola, board representative to the UAP from Far Eastern University.
And they will see action later this afternoon, 4 p.m. With that promises to be a really, really awesome game.
Having a shot, of course, with Coach Koy Banal. And I think that was Arwin Santos who had his back against the screen.
That's right. Against the Ateneo Blue Eagles sa laban po mamaya ang NTU Tamaraos. Watch out for that. And as we look at our field goals right now,
both teams actually shooting well from the field. 9 out of 21, 6 out of 14. The problem is UP with more attempts because they're out-rebounding NU and they're committing less turnovers.
And on assists naman, lamang na lamang ang UP, and we saw that earlier, yung talagang magandang rotation ng bola before they attempt a shot. On the other hand, NU, very few and very far between yung kanilang assists.
UP did a good job attacking that zone. They probably expected it because a lot of teams have been zoning them this season. So they expected it, practiced it a lot, how to move the ball around the zone, and it's paying dividends so far.
And you're seeing that's Abi Santos getting a rub down. Make sure he's up and ready when he gets called to action. Itong si Marvin Cruz has a heavily bandaged right ankle. I believe he sprained it a few days ago.
He had a sprained ankle, if I'm not mistaken, in practice, and he missed the game last Thursday against FEU. But he's back now. I don't think he's 100%, but even if he's not 100%, Marvin Cruz can help this UP team a lot.
Goes to show you the heart of this Fighting Maroon. Second quarter na po tayo. And andyan pa rin ang hounding press ng UP Fighting Maroons. Miklat having a hard time getting the ball down to Estolano. Finally he does. 10 seconds sa kanilang shot clock. Cabral with a nice defense. Almost a strip. Finally converted a steal and a foul against Malcontento as he tripped Cruz.
That was a good foul by Malcontento because Marvin Cruz was ready to zoom past him for an uncontested layup.
Doesn't seem like he has a sprained ankle there. Yan mong bilis na itong si Marvin Cruz. Walang iniindang formerly sprained ankle.
This guy doesn't know how to play any other way. If Marvin Cruz is there, expect the game to quicken up because this guy is really fast.
Always on fourth gear. Yan si Marvin Cruz. Empress. Ibanez. Nice slide underneath for the reverse.
Very poor defense on the part of NU. Wide open baseline and Ibanez taking advantage.
16 on the shot clock. Nice slide inside, but the steal by Marvin Cruz. Empress was looking down to Ibanez pero hindi niya maibigay ang bola. Cruz. Here's Empress. Wala pa rin ang kanyang shooting. At this time, Estolano for the rebound. Here come the Bulldogs. Moliena is swinging the ball around to Miklat. They want to get it inside, pero matindi ang zone defense ng UP. Miklat. And an inadvertent foul netong si Ibanez.
And Miklat got bailed out. Only 5 seconds left in the shot clock. He had nowhere to go, but he was bailed out by that foul on Jairek Ibanez.
As we look at our Smart Buddy instant replay, ito yung nice drive underneath the basket ni Ibanez. Timeout being called by the NU Bulldogs. Magbabalik po tayo magkatapos ng ilang sandali. You're watching us on Studio 23, Kabarkada mo. Ryan Gregorio, one of our panelists dito sa
Both of them
UAAP.
actually coached the UP Fighting Maroons. And coming up in the next game, Majid Rosario and Doug Kramer getting ready for their showdown with the Tapanos. Another ex-coach from this time ex-NU coach Manny Dandan. Manny Dandan, the coach who led NU to its only Final Four appearance so far. That was back in the year 2000, if I'm not mistaken.
So they're really pulling out all the stops ang NU. Really getting all the help they can to win a game para sa first round ng ating 67th season. Pareho din ang UP, wala pa rin pong panalo sa ating first round. So both of them very thirsty for a W as we look at Marvin Cruz streaking down. And he was fouled. This is from Molina. Or rather, Fernandez is called for the personal there.
Here's that last play. Good outlet pass to Marvin Cruz as he streaks down, and Molina no choice but to foul Marvin Cruz.
Lamang na po ng siyam ang UP 24-15. Second quarter pa lang po tayo. Ano ba kailangan gawin ng NU, Mark, for them to at least even up the score?
We mentioned earlier, their defense has been very porous. Ang daming penetration na nagagawa ng UP Fighting Maroons. On offense naman, as I mentioned, ball movement is the key, player movement. Not a lot of one-on-one plays for NU. They should move the ball around because in the college game, that's the secret of a good offense. A lot of movement, both from the players and a lot of ball movement in the perimeter.
Let's hope they have a little ball movement and also point guard sila. Get the ball to their big men who can get them the, open shots courtesy of double teams against their big men.
So they're having a hard time with the pressure defense of UP. They can't get the ball inside to Ray Mendoza in a position where he can take advantage of his opponent. That has been the problem so far for NU. They're giving the ball to Mendoza outside in the perimeter instead of getting it inside where he can operate.
Here's Gino Ferrer, scored the first three-point shot of this game. Joyce watching DVD, but for now, what he really needs is to give UP a win as we close out the first round of action dito sa 67th season of the UAAP. Ibanez losing the leather after fighting for it. Bola ngayon ng NU Bulldogs.
UP, without let-up, continues to apply this full-court pressure against NU. Because as I mentioned, NU very prone to a lot of turnovers.
And they seem to have no real point guard dito. It's been Malagueño, Miklat, and
Si King is inside.
King also. All of them bringing down the leather, and also Malcontento when he's in. 5 seconds on the shot clock. Estolano having a hard time against Santos. Mendoza with a jumper. Almost beating the shot clock, pero couldn't score.
And Abby Santos taking care of the inside defense of UP. Earlier, he shut down Mendoza. Now he is shutting down Estolano, who is a very good post player.
Ferrer to Almeda. Santos is in the middle. Ibanez, long shot. Nakuha niya pa rin ang kanyang miss.
UP just out-hustling NU at this point.
Almeda now. Kay Ibanez. Ibanez, very active sa opensa ng UP right now. Almeda with a drive, wala. And here's King. Down to the big man. Nice spin. Off the glass, short. Santos taking care of the boards. And a miscue as Cabral wasn't looking when Ferrer gave him the leather turnover. You see that very seldom in miscues na yan for UP.
Unforced turnover for the Fighting Maroons.
Balihon checking in to the ball game from Butuan. 6:05 remaining, 24-15 pa rin po ang ating score. Second quarter of basketball action dito sa Atlanta Coliseum. King now with the leather, 20 seconds on the shot clock. Mendoza getting touches now.
That was a good play because Mendoza, coming off movement, got the ball inside the post.